The world is full of forgotten places, decaying, mysterious and terrifying. Some of these locations hold tragic pasts, while others are said to be home to unseen forces. Today, we're counting down the top 5 creepiest abandoned buildings ever explored, places you wouldn't want to find yourself alone in at night. These structures stand as testaments to the darkest corners of human history and the unknown realms that lie beyond our understanding. Get ready to confront the chilling stories and bone-chilling evidence that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew. Deep in the Belgian countryside, shrouded in an almost perpetual fog, sits Chateau Miranda. This isn't just some fairy tale castle. This place has teeth. Built in the 19th century, it later became an orphanage. Imagine, if you will, innocent children trapped within these walls, living under harsh conditions, their laughter replaced by the chilling silence of neglect. By 1991, the doors were closed, the children gone, but their energy, their fear, it remained. Paranormal investigators flocked here, whispers on the wind, cold spots that could freeze your soul, and the overwhelming feeling of being watched. I've been in countless haunted locations, but Chateau Miranda has a heaviness to it, a palpable sense of sorrow. Some say it's the spirits of the orphans, unable to find peace. Their small souls tethered to this earthly prison. They're trapped, forever bound to the place where their innocence was stolen. And when you walk those halls, you're not just walking through dust and decay, you're walking through the remnants of their pain. I've heard the whispers myself, felt the icy fingers brush against my neck. It's not something you forget easily. Chateau Miranda is a stark reminder that evil doesn't always announce itself with a roar. Sometimes it's the soft cry of a child, lost and alone, that chills you to the bone. Now let's talk about a place that's practically synonymous with haunted Waverly Hills Sanatorium in Kentucky. This former tuberculosis hospital saw more death than any one building should ever have to witness. Thousands of patients died within these walls, their last breaths filled with the terror of knowing they were taking their final journey alone. Imagine the despair, the sense of hopelessness that permeated every inch of this place. Families couldn't even claim their loved ones. Instead, bodies were secretly transported through what they called the body chute, a tunnel designed to dispose of the dead, hidden from the eyes of the living. It's like something out of a horror movie, but this was real life, folks. And the residual energy, it's off the charts. Paranormal investigators, myself included, have captured some of the most compelling evidence of the afterlife within these walls. Voices clear as day, calling out for help, for mercy. Shadow figures darting down the corridors, gone as quickly as they appear. And then there's the little girl. Some say she's the spirit of a young patient who died during her time here. She's been seen running through the halls, her laughter echoing through the empty rooms, a chilling reminder that some souls never truly leave. Waverly Hills Sanatorium is a place where the veil between life and death feels dangerously thin. It's a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring power of the human spirit, even in death. Chapter 3. Poveglia Island, Quarantine of Screams. Now, we're heading to Italy, to an island so steeped in death and despair that it's been called Hell on Earth, Poveglia Island. This place, my friends, is not for the faint of heart. Imagine an island transformed into a quarantine zone during the Black Plague. Thousands upon thousands of infected souls, abandoned here to die alone, their bodies piling up in the streets, the stench of death, the cries of the sick and dying. It's said that the soil of Poveglia Island is made up of more than 50% human ash, but the horror doesn't stop there. In the 1920s, they built a mental asylum on the island, and the stories that came out of that place. Let's just say some doctors get a little too comfortable playing God. Patients reported being experimented on, tortured, their screams swallowed by the island's oppressive atmosphere. Today, Poveglia Island is strictly off limits. The Italian government wants nothing to do with it. But that doesn't stop the curious, the daring, from trying to set foot on its cursed shores, and those who do, they come back with stories. Stories of agonizing screams carried on the wind, whispers that seem to claw their way into your mind, and the feeling of unseen hands pushing them, urging them to leave. Is it the plague victims, their souls unable to escape the horrors they endured? Or is it something born from the darkness of the asylum, something twisted and evil, feeding on the fear of those who dare to visit? Poveglia Island is a place where the line between history and horror blurs, a chilling reminder that some wounds time can never heal. Chapter 4, Pripyat. Frozen in time, haunted by shadows. Next, we travel to Pripyat, Ukraine. Now, this place isn't haunted in the traditional sense, but trust me, it's one of the most unsettling locations on Earth. Imagine a city frozen in time, a ghost town, born from one of the worst nuclear disasters in history. Chernobyl. In 1986, the unthinkable happened. The Chernobyl power plant exploded, spewing radiation across the region. Nearly 50,000 people, entire families, were forced to evacuate overnight, leaving behind their lives, their memories, their homes. They thought they'd be back in a few days. They never returned. Today, Pripyat stands as a stark reminder of the devastating power of nuclear energy. But it's not just the abandoned buildings that are unsettling, it's the silence, the emptiness. You walk through these streets and you can almost hear the echoes of laughter, the shouts of children playing, the hum of daily life. It's like looking into a mirror reflecting a world that no longer exists. But some say the echoes aren't just in our minds. Visitors have reported hearing phantom footsteps following them, eerie laughter echoing through the empty buildings, and the chilling sensation of being watched by unseen eyes. Is it the residual energy of the people who once called Pripyat home? Or is it something more sinister, something born from the radiation, something that now calls this ghost town its own? Pripyat is a haunting reminder of the fragility of our existence and the enduring power of the past. Chapter 5, Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum, where sanity died. Finally, we arrive at a place that embodies the darkest fears of the human psyche, the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum in West Virginia. This isn't just an abandoned mental asylum. It's a monument to the horrors inflicted upon those deemed different, those who didn't fit into society's neat little box. Built in the 1800s, this place housed thousands of patients, many of whom endured unimaginable suffering. Lobotomies, electroshock therapy, isolation, and the treatments were often more barbaric than the illnesses themselves. Imagine the screams, the cries for help echoing through these halls, met with nothing but cold indifference. The energy here is palpable, thick with the despair and anguish of those who were imprisoned within these walls. The air itself feels heavy, like it's trying to suffocate you with the weight of all that suffering. Doors slam shut on their own, disembodied voices whisper your name, and shadowy figures dart in and out of view. The Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum is a chilling reminder of the capacity for human cruelty and the enduring power of our darkest fears. These places, these abandoned buildings, they're more than just brick and mortar, more than crumbling walls and shattered windows. They're silent witnesses to the darkest chapters of human history, to the pain, the suffering, the evil that we try so hard to forget. But we can't forget. We have to remember these places serve as a reminder of what we're capable of, both good and bad. So the next time you see an abandoned building, don't just walk by. Stop, listen. You might just hear the whispers of the past calling out to you, begging to be heard. Which one of these places do you think is the scariest? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're brave enough, tell me about your own experiences with the paranormal. And as always, keep it locked right here for more spine-chilling investigations. Until